Welcome back to the city of Las Vegas, Nevada, here at Orleans Arena for this quarterfinal matchup between the Washington State Cougars and the San Francisco Dons. This game will decide who will go to the semifinal matchup and compete against Gonzaga. My name is Josiah and I am with the Davis Hagen. And Davis, we are so excited to see this men's Washington State Cougars team compete tonight against a really good San Francisco Dons team. Right now, San Francisco 23-8 overall, 13-5 in conference, and they're ranked third in this tournament. And WSU right now a 6th seed, have 18 wins on the season. Right now, Davis, what are you anticipating for this matchup?
This is going to be one of the most high-energy games of the entire tournament. San Francisco getting their first appearance in this tournament. Washington State got the double bye, but then they had to play yesterday, and they beat LMU. It was a great matchup, but I think Washington State ultimately knows that this San Francisco team is a team they have to be able to play their best game against if they want to get out on top, and it should be a fantastic matchup between the Dons and the Cougars.
We cannot wait. We're going to look into our starting lineups, starting with the San Francisco Dons. And starting, at your the sophomore guard, Ryan Beasley, who has been hurt for part of the season. He's coming back tonight. He's a bucket and definitely a contributor to this Dons team. Then looking at the rest of the lineup, number 1, Malik Thomas. Number 2, Carlton Lingler Jr. Number 5, Tyrone Riley IV. And then rounding out the Dons, number 35, Junji Wang. And this is a really good Dons team, and we have to highlight Malik Thomas. And before we even highlight him, we have to mention the extreme loss of Marcus Williams, the second leading scorer on the Don squad. He is out due to some ineligibility issues, and we don't really know too much more than that. But Davis, speaking about Malik Thomas, first team all WCC, averaging 19 points. What do you think he can do tonight?
Malik Thomas is by far the best player left on this San Francisco team. Marcus Williams not making the trip to Las Vegas due to those potential NCAA rule violations, but Malik Thomas is still here for the Dons, and he is going to be a big presence. Averages 19.1 points per game. In the first meeting of the season, he had 34 points against Washington State. Did not play in the second game, even though San Francisco got the 75-51 win. Washington State got the first win of the year against the San Francisco Dons, 91-82 in the game that Thomas played. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic with that, but Thomas is going to be a very good player tonight, and he's got to be the star watch for the San Francisco Dons.
We cannot wait to see how that will translate in the game. And then looking at the WSU side of things, Ethan Price, number 3, number 4, Lawan Watts, number 8, Nate Calmes, number 12, Isaiah Watts, and then rounding out the lineup, number 32, Dane Erickstrip. And then Davis, last night we watched a especially stellar first half performance of Ethan Price. He scored 22 overall against LMU to get into this quarterfinal game, 8 for 9 from the field with 2 made threes. What do you think he can do tonight?
Ethan Price definitely has to be the guy again for Washington State. 22 points, had 20 of them in the first half, only 2 points in the second half, and they both came at the free throw line. So it's going to be an interesting thing for Washington State if Ethan Price can maintain this great stretch of play from yesterday. If he's not going to be the guy, can Dane Erickstrip step up? He didn't have a great game. He was the lowest scoring starter. Everybody else was in double digits. Dane Erickstrip, not exactly his best night, but Washington State still got the win, and Ethan Price was a big reason why. Calmes also had 22 points, but Calmes definitely averages around 17 to 20. Ethan Price kind of had an exceptional game above his average.
It has been a testament that underdogs have been the story here at the WCC Tournament in Vegas, and we just watched a near buzzer beater type of finish with Pepperdine just barely getting over the hump against a great Santa Clara team. And kind of looking at some of the keys of the game, WSU right now in underdog in this game. They are shorthanded right now. Looking at the San Francisco side, what do you think that's going to factor in?
Yeah, San Francisco, obviously we talked about it. Marcus Williams not playing. That's going to be the biggest factor for San Francisco with being shorthanded. But they also are missing they're one of their better players. And Newberry, who has been out since January 19th, he's still not back for San Francisco. Ryan Beasley, one of the starters, a sophomore guard, wearing number 0 for the Dons. He is back in the lineup, but he was injured in their last game against Gonzaga and was listed as questionable up until the game time decision ultimately played into their favor with him being able to play tonight against Washington State, but they're definitely shorthanded without Marcus Williams.
Yeah, we are about to get started here. We're about ready for tip-off. The Dons in their all white. But right before we get started, Davis wanted to look at 2 other points, ball security and is the price is right.
Yeah, so the ball security, big factor. Washington State, one of the worst teams at turning the ball over in the country. They did a good job yesterday against LMU to avoid the turnovers, and then the price is right. We highlighted him. Ethan Price, got to be the best player on the floor for Washington State tonight.
We are about to get started here in Orleans Arena. Just kind of waiting until the very beginnings. We're going to take a little bit of time. But, Davis, I want to ask you kind of one more question. If you are head coach David Riley right now, what do you think you are telling your team